Are you an angel? Are you an angel?
I think so, Justin. I think what happened there? I don't know what's happened.
You moved your laptop, and it means that the light's reflecting off it. So there's like two beams of light coming down. So I don't know how you're going to get rid of it, because
I
once
don't
it's
know.
in, it's in. But there
I
you
don't
go.
know. Hang on.
No, it's to do with the light. There you go. Don't mess with it.
All right. Okay. I won't. I'll not touch it. You know what it might be? It might be that it's sweating because it's in London, and I can assure you, everybody's sweating. If it wasn't for the shock of people's bums here, they would be drowning over the place.
Is it
Hot.
30? Is it 30 degrees there?
It
So
was 30 odd degrees today.
we are live because Anthony Sillett has tuned in. Nobody's tuned in Facebook yet. I don't know why, because I haven't had an error message.
They're all watching the Champions League. They're all Man City fans.
Viva Italia! Viva Italia!
Viva Italia! All you like. Viva. You may take a Vauxhall Viva and go back to Italia because they get beat. So they don't. No, everybody be watching Champions League. So congratulations, Man City. Well done. Pep Guardiola. Pep is a pretty cool guy now. I have to say,
he is.
And he does the stuff.
Yes. Oh, people are watching on Facebook. There you go. It's football. People are second screen it. They'll watch it. They'll watch it. Marty, next time you go, you record a show. Can Justin go over? No, I get arrested. Arrested. So
Justin, have you seen the sights that I have seen this week? I was in Liverpool the other day. I thought Soho over here was bad. Ain't nothing on Liverpool. I was me and my driver. I don't know what way I could put this delicately, but let's just say there was a woman standing at a bar, and you ever hear of the term a knicker picker? Pulling the knickers out your bum.
We'll get Zuckerberg.
I'm only saying the word knickers. I'm not.
Okay.
And well, she was knicker picking, but she didn't have anything between her and the knickers. She was basically. She was. I don't know. It was just. She didn't have very much on, and it wasn't pretty. Now it was not a pretty sight.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just you're standing there having a drink. It's like, what the hell is going on? Oh my good God! That's it. Drink up, we're going. Yeah.
Tell me this: was it the color of Old Putney?
No. It was a horrendous sight. So will we do a wee bit of news, will we? What's going on this week?
I think we need to before we get Zuckerberg, because you wanted me to show naked people on their bicycles, and we would have definitely got Zuckerberg.
Oh, that was the other thing I saw earlier on today. I swear to God, there must have been 300 people naked as the day they were born, riding bicycles down through South London, and they're all waving and all, hey, and I'm thinking, I hope to Christ that you have sun cream all over, because if you don't, you're going to pay a penalty.
What happens when you fall off? What happens if you fall off?
Well,
Here, listen.
I don't know, but there was a woman. She was going along in a tandem, her and her boyfriend or husband or whatever. I was going along, and there was bubbles coming out the back, so it looked as if she was farting. No,
it looks like something of this magazine. John from the Glenwinnie's on tonight. He wants to know how my speech is going. Have you written my speech yet for this?
No, not yet.
You better, because I don't know anything about whiskey, and he doesn't believe me. Doesn't believe me.
John, trust us. Hand on heart, Justin knows absolutely so all about whiskey and Zippo.
Yeah, but it'll be good. Don't you worry, it'll be good in the night.
You've now got thespian experience. You've now got acting experience, buddy.
I know.
So now you can play the part of someone.
I'll be able to do this here, like this here.
Oh my.
Yeah, I know.
Little knowledge about whiskey. Yeah. Anyway, there's a reason you put up the old Pulteney. Shortages abound, and this is this a continuation of something to do with climate change and the problems that we're going to face with that, and then also probably something to do with COVID as well, leave over from COVID. This Old Pulteney have announced this week that during the summer they are going to stop production for 8 weeks because there's been so little water has fallen in Scotland. Now, when Scotland is saying it's running out of water, that's a big issue because if they're running out of water, it doesn't bode well for lots of other places. There's been 64% of the average annual rainfall in Scotland, and Old Pulteney's away up in Wick. Aye. Now, to put this in context, pretty much all distilleries close down for a couple of weeks at least in the summer. It's kind of tradition. Middle of the summer, there's a couple of reasons for it: doing maintenance and cleaning and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, right.
But they have stated that they're going to stay closed for 8 weeks, or they're not going to produce for 8 weeks because of water shortages that they have faced before. This does not bode well. When Scotland's saying they don't have enough water, we're going to be in trouble. Yeah.
That's incredible. Of course, this is Old Putney and the Old Putney Distillery. I mean, what's the history of Old Putney then? Because it always sounds English to me.
No, well, I couldn't really tell you the history off the top of my head, Justin, because it's an old whiskey brand, lovely shape of a bottle. Some of their stuff's much better than others, but the fact that it's a big supermarket brand, you can buy it in supermarkets is what I mean by that. It's not a supermarket brand, but it's available all over the place, and they're saying we're going to stop producing for 2 months. It's not a good sign. They probably have very healthy stocks, so don't
stockpiles. Okay,
but that's not really the point. The fact that they've admitted that this is an issue now is of concern. Let's just put it like that.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Right.
Other shortages. Tullamore Dew have been forced to change their bottle. So they announced this the other day. Same whiskey, different bottle. We all know the traditional Tullamore Dew sort of hip flasky looking glass bottle. Very nice thing it is too. Well, what they've said is Tullamore have one of the suppliers has been hit by a fire, so therefore they've had to put it in a different bottle temporarily. It says this is only a temporary thing, but there just seems to be lots of these shortages. Everybody's complaining about getting glass bottles. People are complaining about getting tops. Supply issues with getting stuff bottled. Never mind getting the bottles to put it in. Shortages of water. Yeah.
Is it a post-COVID thing, or is it to do with too many people with clipboards that don't really know what they're doing?
Well, I mean, if a supplier's had a fire, there's not really enough lot you can do with that. But I think it just seems that everybody seems to be having issues with something or with lots of things, and it's upsetting the apple cart in a few ways. And this is a very direct way of seeing this. At some point, all of this affects price. Let's be honest. This is where it all ends up, because the businesses. So if you've got supply issues coming down, and you can't get your product that you normally get onto the shelves, well, it comes down to a price.
What do you say? This is what the Whiskey Novice says. He says they actually announced this on April the 1st, and I thought it was just an April Fool's gag. Yeah, that would be like the thing. That's people with clipboards, that is. And Trevor Watson says, hello, listen, if you're watching tonight, we're 10 minutes in. Remember to hit that comment, like, and share button. Tag your friends up. It helps us help you. Hit the bell on YouTube as well. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitch. We're Telegram. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. It's best to watch us on YouTube. We're fast heading towards the 1,000 subscriber point. So keep her lit.
Aye, so as I say, there seems to be shortages for lots of people in supply. Shortages, supply issues, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't know how long this is going to keep continuing, but yeah, it'll be. We'll see. We'll see. Aye.
No, not good news.
No, the death of Diageo CEO Sir Ivan Menzies was announced this week. Fairly young man, 63. after a very short illness. He's been CEO of Diageo for 10 years, and he oversaw the merger of Graham Met and Guinness. He came up with the "Keep Walking" advert slogan for Johnny Walker. That's a bit of a tragedy. One of the things that there was quotes about he was the guy who made the decision to get rid of Bushmills, Diageo to get rid of Bushmills. And it seems to be that he did it with a heavy heart. He kind of had big hopes for Bushmills. The problem was that he said that Jameson were just ubiquitous. They just took over. And what he'd done was he basically traded Bushmills for a tequila brand that they originally had and sold 50% of it off, and then basically just swapped Bushmills for the 50% ownership.
Well, they all want one of everything in their portfolio. They all want a big Irish name. They all want a big international name. They all want a big French name. That's the way they all work, isn't it?
Well, up to a point, but the way you read the interview that he gave was that the tequila brand was just much more profitable, and they couldn't really shift Bushmills. He's quoted as saying that he thought Bushmills was a fantastic brand, but there just wasn't really a big lot he could do with it. In terms of finances, it made no sense to hang on to it, so he got rid of it. And let's be honest, Tullamore Dew is the second best-selling Irish whiskey. Jameson, there's Jameson and everything else. Bushmills is still not on that level, at that level. So it's funny. It's interesting.
Yeah, not good news, but there you go.
But poor man's may he rest in peace. As I say, Diageo, a laddie laugh, because if you read the obituary, he took it over and Diageo was in the doldrums when he became CEO. They only made 10.5 billion that year, but the profits are up, so he's made about 15 billion this year. It's just funny.
There you go. Whiskey Novice saying Bushmills might have been a healthier place now if Diageo had kept it. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, Jim, because I think there's a few inherent problems with Diageo that isn't sort of at a corporate level. It needs root and branch reform, because let's be honest, most people I talk to, and I talk to quite a lot of people, think Bushmills, when Bushmills do it right, it's the best Irish whiskey there is. But they just keep stabbing themselves in the foot constantly. I mean, there are two new releases, the 25 and the 30. I haven't spoken to a single person that makes sense to. Every single person, £800 and £2,000 for a bottle, £2,000 for a 30-year-old bottle that you can buy a Causeway Coast collection bottle that's an older version, limited edition, presentation box, cheaper than you can buy a standard one that's in the standard range. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Says he about the poor Silver Blackbush. Other whiskies are available.
There's somebody thanking you for your whiskey advice last night.
Hang on. Who was that?
Robert Lennox.
Who was Robert Lennox?
I don't know.
We'll come back to that. Just then. Yeah, I was in a bar last night. We'll come back to that, Justin. I met a couple of guys last night. So Robert, hope you enjoyed a couple of whiskies that I recommended for you.
Very good, and thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe and the bell button. It's free, and you can watch us every week, particularly on YouTube. YouTube's the best place to watch us, Robert. Now,
thievery and theft and deception, Justin.
Right.
There's a guy, an off license in Australia that somebody, apparently they were being besieged by theft. So the owners have installed a thing where they don't let you out unless the teller hits a button to open the door. You know the way sometimes they won't let you in unless you get buzzed in.
Well, they won't let you out here unless they hit the buzzer as well. That works here, yeah.
So wait, you see, there's this guy. This guy tries to steal a case of what do you call it, wild turkey. So it's quite fun just to see him go. Oh, well, go it.
Okay, here we go.
Owners of a Perth bottle shop say the cost of living crisis has led to a spike in alcohol theft. It's become so bad they've taken matters into their own hands with a system that leaves thieves red-faced and empty-handed.
Stopping would-be thieves in their tracks.
So even if he tried to open the door like he did, he wasn't getting out.
Captured on security cameras yesterday morning, a man who looked like a normal customer entered this Beach Borough bottle to apparently buy a Wild Turkey 101 10-pack.
Came to the counter like he was pretending to get served and just made a run for it.
But his last-minute dash out the door didn't go to plan, told to put down the booze or wait for the police.
He didn't seem aggressive or anything. I wasn't concerned. More of a defeat more than anything, I'd say.
The Beach Borough Bottle has become so fed up with light-fingered customers, they've installed an automatic locking door. So when the booze bandits try to escape, there's nowhere to go.
We just want everyone to know that we're not going to stand for it.
Staff say since the cost of living has gone up, so have the number of people trying to steal their alcohol. And in just the last year, the door, which stays locked until staff open it, has saved the store thousands of dollars in stolen stock. And they've been posting the videos online as a warning. While the staff say they've had some online backlash about their safety, they say they actually feel safer by having the entrance locked. They hope other stores will adopt their approach. Anne-Marie Leonard for 10 News First.
My name is Earl. I love the bit where he walks up and then goes for a wee dash and then, shit.
But I'm sorry. Half-wits don't even try that here.
I know. But
why would you try it anywhere?
Do you ever see that show, My Name is Earl? That's exactly what that looks like.
It is a bit like that. It is a bit like that. Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me out. That's just stupid. However, the next guy, this guy done a bit bigger of a deal. James Barr, who was a forklift driver in Norfolk. Well, he stole 123,000 bottles of Jack Daniels. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, right.
3.5.
He made a few quid doing that if he was selling them for 10 each.
Hang on, Justin. This is no criminal mastermind. I'll tell you why in a wee minute. Right. He was a forklift driver. Basically, what he did was he just took a pallet, took it round, didn't put it on the way bridge, and stuck them onto a van to take them away. Right. Surprisingly enough, he got caught. He was paid in bags of cash, right? You know what he did? Just put it straight into his bank account. Nobody would notice. So he put £250,000 in unused cash into his account. I thought nobody would twig onto this.
And that's how they caught him there.
Well, they also had CCTV footage of him as well. This is not Al Capone, this idiot. But yeah, so he's better than My Name is Earl. Oh, run out. Oh, shit, send it back. But, I mean, he's no criminal mastermind, let's be honest. Raffles the gentleman thief, he is not.
Well, there you go. That is totally bizarre, but there you go. But
it's just, the thieving whiskey it's just going to get more and more of a thing because they're so valuable balls. But, yeah. These are not criminal masterminds, you know.
That's rough.
It's rough. There's partnerships all over the place. A couple of ones. I never sent pictures over this, but there's a couple of partnerships. Jewers in the US Gulf have teamed up. Loch Lomond and the Royal and Ancient Gulfy people have teamed up for or Loch Lomond, sorry, the RNA. But the one that's,
I think we talked about that before, did we?
Well, there's been a couple of wee tie-up golf-wise, but there just seems to be a bit more of it these days. But the really interesting one is Beam Suntory and Edrington. Edrington are a company that own Macallan, are teaming up to bring us Ardray. I sent you a link. Ardray. Now, it's a bit of a funny thing. Do you remember all the scandal about the Japanese Japanese in inverted commas whiskey that was actually from Scotland.
Yes.
This is basically them being open and honest about it, but it doesn't leave Scotland. Excuse me. So what?
Hold on. I'm a bit lost.
Aye,
Right. Okay.
right. This is what I mean by this, right? If I go down the wee thing here, inspiration from historic blend styles and the vision of Suntory's founder Shinjiro Tori, Ardrey celebrates the quest to reimagine the historic excellence of blended Scotch and encourage a greater appreciation for the art of blending, which I personally think it would be a great thing. Ardrey, a new elegant interpretation designed to celebrate the excellence of blended Scotch, built on the premise that blended whisky is an art form that deserves both respect and reappraisal. Totally agree. And it's basically about taking Scotch whiskies and blending them in a Japanese style. Now, put it like this, the Japanese food and all that kind of stuff wise, I mean, the stuff that they do is incredible. I mean, there's strawberries in Japan that you can buy that are £300 each, right? Because they have to be physically perfect as well as.
That's dearer than Wimbledon.
I know it's dearer than Wimbledon because you get a punnet. This is one strawberry. The melons that go for like tens of thousands of pounds because they have to have a certain pattern on them.
The tunas that frigs.
Yeah, but this is kind of the thing. They go for that kind of thing. That's why Jameson Grace, the little perfumey bottle that Jameson sent over, it's the presentation, and that's hopefully what this is going to do. It's a sort of celebration of whiskey blending, which I don't think necessarily gets. It's kind of seen as the lesser cousin of the single malt and single cask stuff, and I don't really understand why. If you get someone if you can get someone that you respect as a blender and give them a free rein or a free palette to pick and choose from, I think there's really sort of a lot of mileage in that, and someone you respect that telling you that this is what they think is a really good quality product, as opposed to the single cask line that people seem to be taking. Oh, it's very rare, i.e. collectible. So that would be that. I think that would be something that's I'm sort of looking forward to trying that. Although as soon as anything with the Macallan thing appears on it, it's going to go through the roof. But hopefully, it's not going to do that. It'd be nice to be able to get that at a reasonable price.
Right. How does this fit into the Japanese or the Scottish technical file then? It doesn't.
No, it does. It's just Scottish whiskey. It's just being done as a collaboration between Beam Suntory,
Okay.
Edrington. It's all Scotch whiskey, but it's going to be done in a sort of Japanese style, where that Japanese idea of trying to be perfect, everything trying to be as perfect as possible. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you look at Japanese cars,
Hondas are hard to beat.
We'll put it like this: the Honda C90. Well, I heard of some bizarre statistic about them years ago, where they've made like 60 million of these things, and something like 65% of them are still on the road. It's some ridiculous figure. It's ridiculous.
True.
But yeah, I mean, so that's the idea. But I think that'd be.
You'll get a second-hand Honda Civic for $2,000, driven by some granny, and it's maybe only done 10,000 miles, and you could do another 300,000-400,000 miles in the thing.
You buy one that's been sort of looked after with 110,000 miles on it. I'll still do another. I'll do 200,000. They're amazing the way they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that could be something exciting. Might be something more worth looking at.
Lovely.
Speaking of exciting things, Fireball have announced a limited edition cask-aged Fireball. Oh my good God. I thought it might.
But sure, the cinnamon's so overpowering, it doesn't make any damn difference.
Fucking rotten, so it is. It's minging. But there's an advert for it, which I thought was quite funny. I did think this was funny. There's only something like 620 bottles of this or something like that anyway. But there's a wee advert for it. So if you want to play it.
Oh, I have the advert. Yes, I do. I do have the advert. The advert is called. What's it called?
It's on YouTube.
Oh yes, it's the YouTube one. It's by the comedian that's not funny, isn't it?
Nearly all comedians these days aren't funny, Justin.
No, I know that.
Because not like to offend anybody. How are you supposed to be a comedian? You can't offend someone.
I know. It's madness. What's going on here? Here we go. Here it goes. Has it come? Yes, it's here. Here we go. And
Action.
Play.
Fireball Master Distiller, I had the genius idea of aging Fireball whiskey in premium bourbon barrels. Of course I love you. Why? What have you heard? I'm calling it Fireball Small Batch Dragon Reserve. What? And speaking of geniuses, I made a limited amount, so you gotta buy before it's gone. We've gone through rigorous testing to truly validate just how f***ing incredible this liquid is. Cinnamon. Nutmeg? I don't think so. With new Fireball Small Batch Dragon Reserve, you can expect a sweet cinnamon flavor and a refined oaky finish for a taste you didn't know you needed. Fireball Small Batch Dragon Reserve, a perfect gift for Father's Day or yourself. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
To be fair, I've seen people being even more elaborate than that at whiskey tastings, you know. All that kind of stuff, you know.
Can't see many people flipping it at auction. Neither can I. Actually, what I would say to that is, are you okay?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it is just funny. Oh my god,
It's not funny. It's so bad. That's not funny.
We'll do vintage Buckfast next. You know, I remember Paul at Belfast Whiskey Week a few years ago. He done a mini cast that had Buckfast in it that he took out whiskey and stuff. But yeah, just I know. That's what I thought, Jim. He's saying there drinking it from a Glencairn.
Yes,
you know. But
that was a test tube he was drinking it from. You should never drink anything from a test tube.
Aye.
Did I ever tell you about the time I got delivered a package of plastic test tubes?
I don't even want to know what they were for, Justin. That's the truth.
So I'm sitting in the office. This is years ago at the university, right? And I opened this package, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I worked at the Northern Ireland Small Business Institute, right? And the other side of the campus was a place called the Northern Ireland Biological Institute. You ready? Couple of letters out. Mm-hmm. So I opened the package and I opened it and I couldn't work it out. And I lifted a card out and it said in the card, biohazard, danger, hold upright. And I opened the thing and I realized that it was a load of actual test tubes that were upside down. And I thought, oh, I wonder what was in the test tubes. And I drove straight diagonally across the grass to the Biological Research Institute, ran in the door and said, what was in these? And they said, don't worry, nothing. They're new. But I had shit myself by the time I got there. Well, you would.
I thought you were going to say they were sperm samples or something.
No, they weren't.
Odors or something.
There were samples of new empty plastic test tubes. Test tubes are normally glass. They look like the ones from Moonraker, you know, the hexagonal ones from Moonraker. And I thought, holy shit, I'm going to die. Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Aye,
you would.
I'd bring a smallpox in Belfast.
You would. But anyway, that's another story. There we go.
But yeah, no, yeah. That's right. Aye, as Jim says, that's how COVID began.
I know. That's right. That's right. That's true. True, Bill. True, Bill.
What's in that? No, yeah.
I know.
Just Final story. Do you remember a few weeks ago we were talking about the Jack Daniels versus the novelty toy dog crappy thing? Well,
I think you were. Yeah, this one.
the US Supreme Court have ruled in Jack Daniels' favour. They've said this is not allowed. It's an infringement of their copyright.
Aye, but they didn't rule in favour of Jack and Victor, did they?
No, but that was a different thing. But Jack Daniels' legal woes aren't just as bad as President Trump's. But this Jack Daniels, the founding favourite Jack Daniels, I could kind of see why. It's probably a bit too close to the original. I don't think anybody's really going to make it, but I can kind of see why they've done it. Kind of see why the Supreme Court said, right, enough.
It's because it says 100% smelly and it says 43% poo by volume. That's why.
If it probably had been a bit less, if you like, associated with shit and stuff, that probably would have been all right, But
yeah,
I'm just looking. The internet in here is a bit grainy. I do apologise, guys. I'm in a hotel again in London, sweating.
Oh, pity you. Is Paris Hilton there with you in the Hilton?
No. Paris Hilton's not here. Where am I for tomorrow? Bath. Aye. Free to tell you something. I was in a hotel last week. I ordered a large glass of wine to go with my dinner. Right? 17 quid. 17 quid for a glass of wine. I thought, why did I accidentally order a round? No.
How much was it for a bottle?
Look, Justin, as soon as they said £17, my Ballymena face came on. And it was like, how the fuck are you getting this out of my hand, boy? Honestly, 17 quid for a glass of wine. One glass of wine. And I mean, the idiotic question. I was in here last night, and guy in here, this hotel, we were doing a drinks reception, and guy turned, so you drink what you like. Take as much drink as you want. I said, son, the Hilton Hotel hasn't enough money to cover me if I start it. I'll be here for about 4 years. So just £17 for a glass of wine. Bloody hell.
I know.
Just ridiculous. So I'll not be drinking wine with dinner tomorrow night, I'll tell you that now. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, ridiculous. Right, so that's the news out of the way. So it is. I've been in London quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, and like most of these places, when I was in San Diego a couple of months back, went to our friends over at the Whiskey House. So I thought, right, okay, let's go and have a look at London's whiskey scene a little bit in depth. Now I know there's other, just for the casual tourist. I mean, there's societies and all that stuff you can get involved with. Don't want to do that. Just want to take it as read. So I thought to myself, I know where I'll go. I'll go to Harrods.
Okay.
We'll take a run over to Harrods and see what's going on over there, because Harrods kind of pride themselves on the fact that they used to say that they will sell you anything that is legal. Harrods would sell. So with the burgeoning whiskey scene, I thought I'll go and check out Harrods Whiskey Bar. However, a little bit disappointed, I have to say. They don't have a huge selection. It's not very big. They have a couple of nice things in it. Have you the pictures there, Justin?
I have indeed. I'm just
Excellent
trying to find it. I thought we were going to go to the video first.
No, we'll go to some of the pictures,
not.
buddy.
There we go.
The pictures first.
There we go.
So, this is Harrods Single Cask Middleton. 27-year-old. Pull it up full screen for us, my old son.
That's as big as it gets.
So my apologies. So this is their 27-year-old single cask Middleton, very rare, £800 a bottle. Quite nice. 800 quid a bottle.
That's a fair price, is it not?
I think it's a fair price. I think it's very reasonable, and they ship.
Okay.
I think that's quite nice. A couple of other bits and pieces that they had. It's very nice. It's very well laid out. It's very sort of
Japanese feature wall.
There's a couple of easy type things of it, elements to it. Skip on a wee bit. next one. Yeah, they do these sort of different tasting element fusion things. Macallan, there's a video that plays with it and stuff, and they've a couple of high end bottles, but not that many. I mean, it's very nice. But you expect
Looks
it to
like
be
it's somebody's drawn on the wall there.
well, that's a sort of visual art thing that moves about. It's the James Bond. Do you remember Macallan done the James Bond thing?
We featured that before. That's the James Bond bottles, yes.
Yeah, so that's quite a nice thing. It's very nice, sort of arty.
I think you thought that would be a canny investment. You thought it would be because it appeals to whiskies and it appeals to James Bond fans.
Well, I think it probably would, But yeah, just come on. They have the Bushmills single cask Causeway collection, or
that's not a bad price for that either.
Yeah, but that's the price it was, So I asked the guy, what's selling at the minute, and he said, well, this and that. He sort of hemmed around the usual stuff, and he says, I said, who's buying it? And he said, well, obviously, investors and presents is basically what he said, and a couple other bits and bobs that we're heading out. You all right?
Yep, just checking. There's notifications come through on other devices, and sometimes I miss them. But when you're talking, I try to catch up with them.
No, but as I say, the few other things they did this. There's a little experience thing which I took a video of. It was quite nice. It was all right. It's you sniff and smell and do this here, and then they bring you up. It's the Glenfiddich thing. So yeah.
We'll try this.
So I'm here in Harrods, and this is the Glenfiddich Aroma Lab. So I'm going to do this. Touch to start. Do it in English, not Chinese. This 3-step test develop your personal. So let's begin. Which one knows the aroma of the fresh grass and dried grass? Choose which you prefer. You get them in these. Fresh grass. No, with that, I'm going to say fresh grass. Next. Knows the aroma of the fresh fruit and the dried fruit fragrances. The fresh fruit. It's not very well, I suppose it's quite fresh, quite citrusy actually. And out of those, I'll go with dried fruit. Next. So which oak do I like? Light oak. Or earthy oak. Normally I would just automatically go earthy oak. And in that instance I'll go earthy oak as well. Creating your personal flavour profile. Delicate and mellow. So there we go. All good.
Now, I wouldn't say you were a delicate and mellow kind of guy, but
no, neither was I. But by the same token, it doesn't actually tell you, oh, this is the one in our range that we think you would like. It doesn't tell you anything. Basically, you just do this thing and it goes delicate and mellow. It doesn't. It's a bit sort of pointless.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I was kind of hoping they could down in and that there would be, a couple of Harrods select bottlings, a couple of Harrods single cask stuff.
Do you know what? The figures have gone up because the match is now over, and I'm going to spoil it for you. Man City 1-1. No, so there you go.
So Manchester will be happy. London will be disappointed because all the Man United fans will be very disappointed. Most of them
might riot tonight. They might riot tonight.
But no, but as I say, it just was a little bit of a letdown. The guy Hugo that was down there, very knowledgeable guy, has a wine background. Very, as I say, got chatting to him. He was telling me about a few bits and pieces that going on. It's kind of telling when the two language options are English and Chinese. It's kind of telling. Yes. It's kind of telling you something there. There's not any in Urdu or any of the Indian languages.
Well, you must be mad if you spend the money on some of the things in Harrods. I remember seeing a TV in Harrods that was 3 times the price it was in Macro for the same TV years
Oh,
ago.
I took some photos of some of the crap that was there. I couldn't believe it. Like Versace cushions. I mean, this is not like,
Hey, they would go with my underwear.
oh, I never go with your Versace wavefronts. But no, but
There's a Barry Crockett bottle. My God.
but I mean, there was like Versace cushion in the soft furnishing department. But it was like £450 for a cushion, and honestly, it looked like Liberace's. It looked like Liberace's handkerchief. I swear it was just awful. But yeah, I mean, Barry Crockett there, and you know, they probably.
You were telling me there was books or whatever that were through the roof or whatever.
I sent you over the picture of a book. This is a book called The Impossible Collection. The book's £1,000. Now it's a big square thing, but well, like a wooden frame on it, so it wasn't quite lifted down, start going through it.
Yeah.
But that lifts up like it's a, and then the book's inside it, but it's £1,000 just for the book. Yeah, dead on, buddy. I'm going to pay £1,000 for a book on whiskies that I can't actually buy. That you
Sure,
think
that history of whiskey in Ireland book or Northern Ireland book goes for anything between 200 and 600 quid.
oh,
and
the
it's
E.B.
from the
Maguire one.
1970s.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but that's an authoritative academic book. The likes of Finoan uses it. This is just some guy's opinion, and this would be the impossible
All right.
collection.
It's like a coffee book, table book. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. But it's huge. I mean, it's like 18 inches by 18 inches. You know, it's a huge big thing.
Oh, I'm very impressed.
Oh, but yeah, I just. But the Harrods, it was a bit of a letdown. The one thing I will say, Harrods have a 27-year-old, a single cask. So has the friend at hand, but there's a little bit of a difference with the friend at hand. The 27 Club bottling that is available only at the friend at hand. That you have to go to Belfast. They do not ship. They do. If you want to buy it, you have to come to the shop. You have to pay your money and go and take it with you. But here's the thing. Do you know what's really, really special about that bottle, Justin? What makes that bottle really special?
It comes in decent packaging.
You're 100% correct. Why? Why are you correct, Justin?
Because it's written on the screen here to the left, Justin, make sure you say it comes in special packaging when they ask you the question. No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that at all.
That's the last one of the wooden box, Middletons. All the rest of them come in the egg box after this.
Right, do that.
That's the last
Right.
one to be released that comes in the wooden box.
What is that?
1,200 a bottle. Now, bearing in mind, there's 199 bottles of this, and there'll be 50 of them held back for tastings and so on and so forth. So this will be a very, very, very rare bottle. But be 150 bottles of maximum, at least.
Right.
They'll be held back to be sold in the Duke of York Heart Bar to tastings a friend at hand. So realistically, in the wild, 150 bottles maximum that'll ever be released. Because it keeps some for the museum, it'll keep some for the tastings. You know, it'll keep a couple of bottles. Bottle number one will go in the museum, obviously. But that's the last medal in wooden boxes, unless they revert back. But they'll not, because it's enviro-friendly and cheap. But that's the last one in the wooden box.
And they can't be seen to backtrack. That'd be like taking back Philip Schofield.
1,300, not 1,200. Sorry,
right.
I do forget. £1,300 a bottle.
There you go. What a lovely looking place that is. Look at that there. Look at that there.
I know I'm over here, and missing going down.
That's better than Boysdale. That's better than Boysdale whiskey bars in London. I mean, that's some place. Like, look at that there. Look.
It's better. Put it like this. There's nothing else like it. There's nothing like it. I tried to explain this to somebody the other night. The friend at hand tasting room and museum. I've been in lots of places. I was in Apsley House, the home of the Duke of Wellington, whose address was number 1 London. I was in it the other day, and I mean, there's some shit in it. I mean, it's something else. But the friend at hand in Belfast is every bit as nice as everything. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, the friend at hand, 27-year-old. It's the last bottling to be released in a wooden box.
Where else were you in London then?
Well, if you Google whiskey bars in London, the one that pops up is Milroy's in Soho.
Right.
So I thought I'd make a little bit of a pilgrimage over there and head over and see what's what. And I went over, and as I say, the whiskey bar scene over here is not as good as I thought it would be. It certainly doesn't have a patch on Glasgow. It just doesn't. There's loads of nice places, but I decided to head over to Milroy's, just go in, buy a couple of drinks, see what was going on, and then I found out they have an underground downstairs.
Oh, this sounds interesting. In Soho. Wonder what was downstairs.
Which I was a little bit scared about. It was one of those, right, we'll just have a wee look down to see what's going on here.
Now, come on, now you're from Ballymena.
Just in case there's some boy, I guess, chained up with God knows what happened to him. No, so I thought I'll take a run over to it and get down. Guys in it, really, really nice, really friendly, knowledgeable. Yeah, good. So I took a wee video, took a little bit of a video.
So you find me in Milroy's in Soho, and very nice whiskey bar, very, very nice. It's got quite a nice selection, not huge selection, but really quite nice. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to head down to the downstairs bar. Now watch this. Watch this.
Harry Potter, eat your heart out.
All dark and dingy. I'm in Soho. So wish me luck. Wish me luck.
I edited Miss Whiplash out.
The vault. Right, and then yeah. So wait here to be seated. I'll probably not stay here too long, to be honest. It's a sort of cocktail bar. It's more Justin's kind of thing than mine. But yeah, it's really quite nice down in here. Yeah, cool. So I'm down in the vault here having an old-fashioned Milroy's or Soho style. It's actually, this has got coconut and buffalo trace with coconut oil and stuff, and it's really quite nice, really quite pleasant. Yeah, it's more Justin's kind of thing than it is mine, but it's a really nice feeling here. It's quite busy, quite small, intimate, but yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. So, down in the cocktail, down through the boot stage. You have to go that way to get to the toilet as well, just by the way. But yeah, it's a nice place. Nice collection upstairs in Milroy. I could recommend this. I could recommend it. Yeah, so just had that old fashioned in here. It's a really, really, really cool little place. Obviously, I don't want to film people having a drink. Yeah, it's all real cool. Real cool. Down in below the streets of Soho. Yeah, so this is the vault. So yeah, come up the stairs, and in behind this door, we get back out to civilization, or the civilization Soho ever gets. So anyway. All right, buddy.
Take it easy, bud.
Take care of yourself, man. Take care.
What about that then? What about that?
So this is googled as being the best whiskey bar in London. Very nice. Guys in it are very nice, but it's not. I hate to say this, is that they don't have the huge selection. Certainly not in Irish. But I ordered a Clancola 11 from the Hashgrave guys, that are friends McAllister's, and I ordered a Green Spot, and it was £8 for the two of them, so £4 a drink.
Yeah, that's pretty good going for
I
London.
thought that was reasonably cheap. Downstairs cocktail, it was £12 for it, and then there's a no, it was £12. It was £12. Yeah. So I mean, £12 for a cocktail in Soho in London is not bad either. I'm very, and the two guys downstairs. There was Daisy and somebody else. I can't remember. I do apologise, but Daisy, a really nice guy. I can't remember that guy's name, but just chatty and nice. It's very intimate and small. So if you're in Soho, I do recommend popping over to it, but don't be expecting it to be the Bon Accord or the Port Stilbar.
But affordable for London. Affordable. Very
Yeah.
affordable.
And but it's certainly a nice place to pop your head into and have a look around.
Have a snifter on the way to or from a show. Exactly.
Absolutely, and I mean where it's located, it's fantastic. Chinatown's just across. So you want to go and get a beef curry and chips.
Oh, there's lovely Vietnamese there. Lovely
There's
Vietnamese.
some. I have to laugh. There's a whole pile of the taste of Taiwan in Chinatown. I don't think the Communist Party of China will be overly impressed. But yeah,
No.
really cool place. But as I say, it's nice. It just needs a. They have like antique bottles behind glass, and if they probably pulled them out and made a bit more room and a bit more selection, it would be even better. But that's personal change. Today, when I wasn't looking at naked cyclists going past me with bubbles flying out their bums, I decided to take a run over to the Whiskey Exchange over at London Bridge.
Right. Okay.
I got onto the underground. Justin, I got onto the underground in Leicester Square. I was down doing a thing over there, and then jumped in the underground at Leicester Square. Went across the Waterloo station. There's no air conditioning in the underground. Got down and it was fucking rammed with people, and I just thought I'll go out and walk. I'll walk. By the time I headed over there, I was boiling hot. So I went in, had a couple of pints of cider. Because there's nothing as refreshing as a pint of cider when it's warm. It really isn't. It's just perfect for it. But then I went into the Whiskey Exchange and had a bit of a nosy around there. Now I didn't take any video, but I took a couple of stills. Really nice laid out. A couple of guys in it. They're nice enough. Yeah, they were pleasant enough.
Wow, no, it looks nice.
Yeah. Loads of bottles, loads of sort of high-end bottles, things that are collectible independent bottlers, some of their own stuff. It's well worth probably picking up. Yeah, really nice.
It seems well stocked.
Oh, it's
Ferrari there.
Oh, it's extremely well stocked. Loads of bottles of stuff that people be looking. The Macbeth Fable bottles I thought were really quite good. That Macbeth bottle, hang on, it's
maybe make it slightly bigger. There it is with the caption stuff.
It's a ridiculous price. What price was that? The Fable
13,500.
Yeah, 13,500 bottle. But it's just bizarre. But yeah, I mean, there's loads of stuff and when I asked, I said to the guy, hang on, we'll get to that in a wee minute. I said, what is your best selling stuff at the minute? And he went, the independent bottling stuff was really flying off the shelves at the minute. And then I asked, what's the best whiskey bar, in your opinion, in London? And he went, Milroy's. And I says, it's good, but it's not fantastic. And he went, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. He gave me a couple of other ones that I'll probably check out at some other point. But I noticed this. These are two Whiskey Exchange exclusive bottlings of Method and Madness. And they've decided the best place to put them beside is Proper 12 and a Little Jumper. Well, that was a good idea. Why would you put your shop exclusive stuff with a bouncer beside it? You know, a big or tough one. You know, it's just absolute nonsense. Why on earth are these?
Pretty decent price for shop exclusives.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah, but yeah, a nice place, really nice, really well laid out. A couple
Looks
of really
beautiful.
nice things. But yeah,
Looks beautiful.
but London's whiskey scene, I think, probably will get a injection up the arse sometime very shortly, because there'll be a couple of really nice things opening. But you
It's
just
probably behind the
London.
curve because of COVID now. 2 or 3 years of thinking about it. You know,
Well, it's London, and the likes of Pall Mall or somewhere. There'll be a nice location come up. Someone will buy it and open just a dedicated whiskey establishment. It won't be the friend at hand. I'll just promise you that now. It won't be.
Great show again this week. London Baby featuring the Whiskey Exchange, Milroy's of Soho, and Harrods. If you've liked it, comment, like, and share. Remember to follow us on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube, where it's best to hit subscribe and hit the bell button. We're on Twitch, Telegram, and Twitter as well. And wherever you get your podcasts, always give us a shout. Any questions during the week, Marty will always endeavour to answer.
I'll try my best. And as for the two guys that I met in Milroy's last night, Robert Lennox, I assume, is one of them. Hopefully he got a bit of an education, because putting too much water in the whiskey, you only need a couple of drops. Let it sit for a while, and then balance, yin and yang. All is right with the word. Feng shui,
Let it sit too.
yoga, and all that there. But yeah, a couple of drops. We don't need to put too much water in. Don't rush these things. That's what it's for.
Let it sit. What about Stanley's whiskey tasting at the Go Sung next week?
Stanley, next Friday night we are doing a Scotch night. So we have a couple of Scotches that will be available. There will be I can't even remember. My head's pickled this week because I had a tough week. I had people shouting at me, semi-shouting at me the other day, and then I had to remind them that I don't let my dad shout at me these days. That's the only person that gets away with it. But no, things they are beyond my control. But yeah, it was. But we're having it's a sellout as usual. Stanley does his Go Son. We do 4 whiskies. He puts down light snacks, but he feeds everybody. There's nobody leaves here hungry. You've seen it. You know exactly.
I know. I've been there. But was it with the middle one?
And he does. People don't leave there hungry, and most of them don't leave there sober. And it's bloody good value for money. Really, really good value.
It's great crack.
It's good crack.
And an education as well.
A bit of an education, a bit of crack, some whiskey, plenty of food, and it's and you get entertained by our Stanley as well. And what more do you want? And we get loads of glasses this time, because I managed to pull a bit of a stroke, and everybody got loads and loads of Glencairn glasses.
Great stuff. Same time, same place next week, 10 p.m. Saturday night, on all the social platforms that count. Thank you very much.
Social medias.
Thank you. Good night.
Take care, guys.